Today, I'm addressing a press conference delivered by me, Barrister Owoseni Ajayi, on behalf of the legal team of Engineer Adebayo Olusegun in respect of the INEC disobedience to court order granting right of inspection of INEC materials used in the last gubernatorial election to the petitioners. It is pertinent to inform the press, the people of Ekiti State, and Nigerians in general of the attitude of INEC, supposed to be an independent arbiter in election matters in Nigeria, to ongoing election petition before Ekiti State Gubernatorial Election Petition Tribunal in Ekiti State. The INEC in Ekiti State, ditto at their national headquarters in Abuja, has surprisingly become partisan and are bringing the right of the petitioner before the Ekiti State Election Petition Tribunal, already sitting in Ado-Ekiti, for the following reasons. A letter dated 30th of June 2022 was submitted and acknowledged at the State Office of INEC for inspection and certification of certain documents within their absolute custody, that is, within the absolute custody of INEC. Up to the time of addressing you, there has been no response after several physical follow-up by counsel to the petitioner. Also, through a letter dated same day, we wrote another letter to the chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, FCT Abuja, for inspection of these materials, and particularly asking for the nomination form which APC used to sponsor the candidate of APC in that election, and also to ask for the certification of the certificate tendered by both the governor-elect and his deputy. Up to date, we have not got any response. It's that 30th of June. We have not got any response from the INEC office in Abuja, despite our several visits, even to the INEC legal advisor in Abuja. They have refused to afford to give us these documents. The most embarrassing is the absolute disobedience to the court order granted on 26th day of July 2022 for the inspection of materials used in the election, which has been brazenly disobeyed with impunity after more than 4 visits at the request of the state INEC, only to be cancelled by them during our visit to the venue for no justifiable reason. The implication of INEC impunity. 1. The disobedience to court order has a dire consequence for the contemnor, as may be decided through an application for contempt of court. Court order is jealously guarded by the courts. When a court gives an order, it wants it to be automatically obeyed without any query. If you are not obeying a court order, you appeal against it. Where you have not appealed against a court order and you deliberately refuse to obey that order, you are acting with impunity. And the consequences are there. You become a contemnor of the court order, and the consequences are there for you to face. Secondly, the court, in this instance the tribunal, may presume against the contemnor that what is hiding or concealed will work against its interest if tendered in court. It is therefore their choice to face the consequence of disobedience to court order. In legal parlance, the law has already contemplated what human beings can do. If there are no consequences for certain actions, there will be no need for any court. But when you misbehave, you deliberately, with impunity, disobey a court order, the law has taken care of such acts of disobedience. So we are merely urging through the press for these people who are manning the INEC office in Ado-Ekiti to be aware of the consequences of the deliberate disobedience to the court order by being unnecessarily partisan in favor of the APC. They were to conduct election. After conducting election, they are supposed to leave the rest. They must discharge their constitutional responsibilities, including allow us to have access to INEC materials used during that election. This election that took place on the 18th of June this year is not the first election we are handling in this country. It's not even the first election we are handling in this state. So the issue of access to election materials in INEC office is not strange. So, and the petition is about to close. These materials are needed to strengthen our case before the petition, as allowed us by law. By deliberately keeping it away from us, their target is to frustrate us. Where we don't have materials to prove our case to them, deny us of material to prove our case, we do injustice to our case. But no, that may be the assumption. The law has answers to all these tricks, unnecessary tricks, being played by INEC, which to me they are quite unnecessary. They are independent. They are supposed to be independent of the petitioner, independent of the other party who contested against the petitioner. They are supposed to be in the middle way. But now, the reverse is the case. So we are using this not to warn them of the consequences of the action. Our duty is to apply to INEC, and we obtain a court order to that effect. Let us have access to the election materials used during the election, and our prayers were granted. And we took this order was served on INEC. We went there for the first time. They said the officers in charge were not around. We went there second time. They said, okay, we want to contact the other side so that the inspection can be done during the result. We are okay with that. On the date appointed for it, we went there, we did not even see anybody. So on further prayers on them, they inform us that they have already contacted the respondents and that they agreed to come this last week, Monday. That is Monday is 15th or so. So 15. Yes, that they have contacted them that we should come by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on that Monday with the other parties whom they have informed. On getting there, this last Monday, which brought up this press conference, they said the man in charge of their legal, the head of their legal department, is sick
You know, in INEC.
In INEC, they said the administrative secretary, they said his son or one of his children is also sick and is taking care, and that as a result, all our entreaties to them that this is an institution. If somebody is sick, somebody traveled, somebody is taking care of the children, and there are no other people that could be delegated to perform their functions. All appeal to them fell on their fears. They said, until these people come back, they can't give us a date. And time is tickling for the election petition because it's time bound. That is why we now became confused, and that these people are deliberately. That will be the fourth time. That Monday will be the fourth time of our visit. That Monday, I personally led the team, our team there, to their office, only for them to be telling what I'm telling you now. That somebody who is the head of the legal department is unavoidably as what about the administrative secretary? They said the administrative secretary too is taking care of some home issues, and that the INEC, the resident electoral commissioner, has travelled without any justifiable reason. So that was why we know these people are deliberately disallowing us from making use of these materials, because these materials are needed to flesh up our petition. And they know that if they continue to put obstacles on our way, by delay us, we may not be able to have access to these very crucial materials, which is absolutely in their custody. So, probably by the time has closed against us now, say, okay, both of you come and inspect. So, and I want to say too that if even on mere request, even without the exception, which we have done through the letters which were sent to them, if we merely requested them, please, we need this also document. We need satisfied copy of those documents. You don't need anybody to put pressure on you to do that. Yes. And you don't need the other side for you to give you satisfied true copy of those documents. Certification of document is a different thing even from the inspection. We asked for a list of documents. I said including the nomination documents, the sponsorship documents of the respondents. They were not able to give us satisfactory copy. That is not even inspection. That is quite unlawful. It's an act of impunity. There is no organization that does that. Even under the Freedom of Information law, any of you, any Nigerian could go to any government organization and ask for certain documents. And on payment of certain amount of money, you are supposed to be given. Up till now, since 30th of June 2022, they have refused to respond to our letter, asking them to give up. You can see these letters acknowledged by them. The letters were acknowledged by them. This one is at headquarters in Abuja. This one is at the state. They were acknowledged by them, and we went there several times, both here in Abuja. Met their legal advisor, met the administrative secretary. They all refused to give us satisfactory copy of these documents. These are acts of impunity against the constitution of this country. When you continue to do that, it means you have something to hide. This thing you are hiding will come up during the sitting of the tribunal. The members of the tribunal, they are lawyers, they are trained, they are judges. All these antics are quite known to them, and they know where to apply the law. Like I told them the other time when they were running away from service of processes, it was upon the publication of that they have to rush down to the tribunal for them to go and collect those petitions upon a press conference like this. And my address at one of your stations, that forced them to rush to their office. I then said they have not been aware to go and pick it. So look at this one now. What do you answer this? Give us satisfactory copy of also document. They refuse. The implication is that if you release this thing, it's going to work against them. That is the legal implication. If we release this document they're asking for, then we have lost everything. But the court can still compel you. If the court compel you, and the court has done that, given an order, and they still refuse, the implication is law. In law is that if you give it, if you release it, if you refuse to release it, it's going to work against your interest. So they know this. Their lawyers should know this. The lawyers of ANEC should know this. Why this culture of impunity is now growing in this country is what I cannot understand. People will deliberately refuse to do their own thing. After that, they will now be lobbying people to come and assist them. Things they can do legally. When they fail to do it, file your petition on time, file your response within so time, everything is there. Apply to ANEC to give you material. These are lawful demands. You refuse to do it. At the point of hammering, then you start running around.
That's my first question. I think it's very, very important.
I've answered this.
No, that if these people should continue to play this kind of hide and seek game,
yes,
you knew the position of the law is very clear.
Yes, we are filing. We are already filing contempt proceedings against them.
Okay, contempt proceedings.
Yes. We are already filing it.
Okay, when? Okay, has it?
Either today, I think our lawyers should file either today or tomorrow against INEC specifically this time.
Contempt charge against INEC.
Against INEC. We are prepared just to file it. So probably by the time we serve this on them, it will jar them because they wouldn't want to go to jail. Yes. So probably this will jar them up. Yeah, okay. But they don't have to wait for them to be put under this type of stress. For us to threaten them with prison. Do they have to do that? To threaten them with prison. They don't have to do that. What are they hiding? They have a lot to hide. I'm telling you, they have a lot to hide. But there's nowhere they can hide though. Fire is not the motive for them. And they know.
Okay, he has a
that the law has solution. The law has solution to everything. If on the last day they should do, if they should refuse, we'll not put it before the tribunal. That we have applied, the documents are here, I've shown you some of them. We have applied also date, both to the state and federal, give us this document, they refuse. We have also called to this court, asking them to allow to do it when they refuse. The implication is law is that what they are hiding will work against them. They should. Then our prayers is automatically taken. Our prayers will thereafter be automatically granted. That is the implication. So that's why I'm saying their lawyers should know that there's a solution to this. It will make our job easier. Okay, we will tender this. Whatever we have here, we will tender them. We ask them to bring the original, they refuse. This is what we have. This thing is absolutely in their custody. We ask them to give us, they refuse to give us. The implication of that is this. We went to Abuja. We submitted this letter. They refused. You gave another for the special. We went there 4 times. They refused to allow us. We filed contempt proceeding against them. These are the processes. Do you think they will say they are right?
Gentlemen of the press, I think the
SDP, we have to apply. That we want to inspect materials. It is the duty of INEC to say, okay, we don't want to do it in isolation. We want the other party to be there. And they told us we agreed. They fixed a date last week Monday for all of us to be there. We were there in our full number. The INEC officials, I could not even accuse the APC of not coming. Because the INEC people who had to conduct this, they were not available. They said they were unavoidably absent. Are you getting us? It's not even a question that we didn't see the other party. It would have been a different thing if you say, okay, we are ready, but we want the other party to be there, which we are not opposed to. Because we asked the previous one, which is Sunday. Have you contacted the respondent to be there with us? They said yes. Only to get there on Monday, and they're saying something else.
Gentlemen,
we don't have anything to hide. These are public documents.